Big news in the world of Hytale this week. Not only do we have new in-game footage as well as more postcards to break down, but over 10 new staff avatars to pick at, Hytale appeared on the news, and the team is expanding. We talk portals, magic, and later in the video, I even reveal a super secret screenshot that has never been showcased on this channel before. Oh, trust me, if you like Kweebecs, then you will want to see this one. Welcome back to Kweebec Corner. My name is Connor, and today on Hytale News Updates, we analyze 3 new postcards from Orbis, go over new team avatars and customization, talk about all the available team positions, Hytale appearing on the news, and as I said, I have a secret image to show you all too. Insert Server Pro logo. Mention how the video is sponsored by Server Pro. Begin ad read. Oh, that's this bit. I struggle with setting up multiplayer servers due to all the messiness and hardware stress. But with just one virtual private server from Server Pro, I can easily host a bunch of my favorite games. Simply by choosing my package, the location, and using a one-click installer, my game is ready to play. They offer powerful servers not just for Minecraft, but popular titles like Rust, Among Us, Valheim, and Gmod, which are now all available too. Each VPS comes with DDoS protection, so you and your friends can safely enjoy the games you love the right way. And if you have any issues, their dedicated support team is there to solve them. For more info, head to the link in the description below and click the VPS tab. Back to the video. Starting off with our postcard from a few weeks back, the team said we're previewing some new VFX work by Legado Polina. Check out these portal visuals. Of course, we should be no stranger to Legado's recent work, as we've seen her particles showcased in a couple of images so far. This one, however, has to take the cake. It shows a potential Zone 2 chamber, or section of a house or ruin that holds a mysterious blue-tinted portal of some kind. And yes, it's circular. This portal uses some really cool new particle tech that I personally think blends really well with their higher resolution textures. Surrounding the portal are 9 distinct runes, and while many in the community have attempted to decipher or decode them, the best that I can think of is that perhaps they represent 1 to 9 literally, as in the numbers. We know there's a lot of symbolism and iconography in Hytale, so I have no doubt that these will mean something when we have more context. I do love how the runes sort of illuminate. They pulsate in a way, creating these circular rays of energy that travel inward to the center, culminating in a glowing orb-like gateway. It's cool that you can tell how the portal works from the visuals itself. These runes are clearly magical. There is also the pedestal block itself, which we'll likely have to place to summon a portal. And behind all of this is a new mob of some form, or a living block at the very least. Much to the theme of the Zone 2 race, the Scarex, it has the same color skin, pincers, and a blinking eye. It's tied down by a few cobwebs, which suggests it's a more natural but non-moving entity. To me, this seems like it could be some sort of Scarek trap mob, something that's left waiting to grab at you as you walk by. But some have even suggested that this could be a special type of workbench, perhaps even made out of Scarek. There are lots of theories at present. For now, I'm just going to call it the Scarek pincer. The tattered flag is one we've actually seen before in an image of a large fortress, guarded by a beast of Varan that we all think is in Zone 4. The pattern is similar to that of Gaia's tree insignia. We've seen versions of it all across Orbis, but with 2 downward arrows, could it be an indication of the Down with Gaia movement? And where does this portal truly lead? Well, with the flag there, my best guess would be Zone 4 or Zone 3, and considering they're likely already in Zone 2, we can rule that one out. I only say Zone 3 because of the color of the portal itself. We know Zone 3 relates to water as an element, and the color of water traditionally being blue, etc, etc. Beyond that, we have some really lovely torch particles, stacks of books, coins, a chandelier at the top, and a big doorway blocking the portal off. Safe to say, this location interests me. Is it an adventurer's hideout, their way of traveling, or can we find things like this at the end of a dungeon? A goblin's claim to power is a fragile thing, but this scavenger's hoard is safe for now. Moving to Postcard 2, we get the final piece of a 3-part miniseries of images following a bold player's journey to take on a goblin camp. Hytale News actually pointed this out too, but it's almost like a comic book strip. Entering the camp and facing the first of many foes, delving deep into their mines and caverns, only to be defeated in this final image. We of course see the player wasted on the floor, gravestone and all. This is surely how it will look to meet our end in Hytale, having a corpse and not just disappearing, which we've seen glimpses of in the trailer before. This is great for multiple gameplay purposes. First and foremost, your items don't go flying everywhere. everywhere. The contents is seemingly kept all in one place to pick up again. But second, with a gravestone, you actually have a waypoint to look for, a marker for the exact point you died. No more aimless wandering. Taking from Terraria's mechanics, there could even be a name, description, and time of death on each stone. The third benefit isn't as obvious and is a little less major, but having your body physically drop to the floor after death means players can now target that body, perhaps even resurrect it. We see this in countless games, one huge example being World of Warcraft. Hytale is littered with magic and undead, so I place my bets on this being an option. If you add that into the mix of the PvP and minigame plan that the team have, then I definitely think it's likely. Now to the rest of the image, clearly these goblins had fun. The standard models we've seen are celebrating, one even has a shield, and then we catch the Goblin Duke, sitting atop this throne and giant pile of gold with his makeshift armor and hammer. This mob has been sighted in other images before, and as far as we know will act as a mini-boss for early Goblin dungeons and prefabs. Stacked high upon a tower of gold, chests, valuable artifacts, and shiny things, the Goblin roars with skulls shaking behind him. Looking deeper into the pile, we see some metal scraps, cutlery, prongs, books, and pots. It's weird to me that the goblins value all of this gold, but equally value a bunch of junk and scrap metal. But I guess this does allude to the fact that materials like that will be valuable in game. We still haven't seen much at all in the way of contraptions and machinery, but perhaps this is a glimpse at what's to come. It's fundamentally hard to tell what you're looking at here, and that's likely because of clashing textures. The last thing to note as we pour one out for our lost friend is the bioluminescent plants that allow us to see this mysterious doorway in the background, maybe leading to the exit, or perhaps even deeper. Next is the most recent postcard. We're told living expressions of elemental magic watch over the denizens of this glacial grotto. Also, there are penguins. In this icy Zone 3 boreal cave, we see a trepid and bold adventurer mining ores and minerals with a pickaxe. Behind them, however, is a, living expression, apparently, of the element of water? This is some sort of golem. It watches over the place, but it doesn't look super friendly, if you ask me. As it is following the player, I guess the real question is then, is this an ice golem? Or is this a nice golem? The mob is made up of some form of living rock, with a blue water crystal acting as the power source. The only comparison I can draw here really is to the corrupted golem at the Temple of Gaia that we saw controlled by some sort of void-powered sword. Exploring the image further, we of course see some Pingu-like penguins newting away. I absolutely love that reference. And just check out all of the foliage, it looks so beautiful. Last but not least, you may also be wondering what brings penguins down here. And that would perhaps be these sharp-looking icy fish spotted at the bottom of the image. Definitely do not want to slip in the water myself. There's some icicles, and if you look deeper into the cave, you'll notice the tone gets a little more heated, as if fire beckons from just around the corner. We know that Zone 3 neighbors Zone 4, a largely molten lava and fire-filled zone, so this may be one of our first instances of an underground zone transition. Of course, those are going to need to look as equally appealing as the surface level ones. That's all for postcards, but don't forget that I've still got that secret image coming at the end of the video. Before that, however, the Hypixel Studios website has had a new page added titled Our Team, showing a cool, comprehensive breakdown of each member's role and location. Not only is this a lot more insightful, but it provides us over 10 more new images in the form of character avatars. It's time for an avatar review. Ishram's full body running avatar shows a slit eyebrow, a plaster type facial decoration, and some goggles. 4 Leaf's pirate look we've mostly seen before, but it's always a classic, with the ripped clothing, headband, and eye patch. Luke Woolley has one of the most eccentric Hytale avatars I think I've ever seen, with a top hat, red heart-shaped glasses, gold braces, and an incredible purple mustache. Genuinely amazing that you can get this creative. Elise shows off some stunning hair and a bright orange collar, much more of a modern tone, displaying the variation in theme that we can reach with our characters. Nick's full-body avatar is a navy blue getup with bands and a great beard. He stands in a mushroom-covered forest biome from Zone 1. Jonas dons a cool rabbit hat beanie as he chills in an oasis of Zone 2. Mareed's getup has her wearing heart-shaped sunglasses and some modern attire. TMX's full body shot shows off some comfy looking sandals and a very sharp pair of glasses. Eric develops AI and NPC physics, but I want to know who develops Eric's hair gel. Dang, look at that dude. Good suit and nice glasses too. Same goes for Matthew. I love Tag's beard and his denim shirt. Agent K's cool, composed look is aided by glasses, a fancy modern suit, and a special badge attachment. And last but not least, Carl's beard, earrings, and detailed facial features are certainly a trendy look to finish with. I'm excited because now I can add all of these avatars to my collection. Yes, I have a Hytale avatar image collection. What else am I going to do while I wait for this game? Big news over here in the UK and Ireland, as Hytale was actually featured on the BBC, the biggest broadcasting network in the country. The video spotlight features Moo, the COO of Hypixel Studios, discussing what it's like to develop games in the heart of Northern Ireland. Here's a quick snippet from that to get you up to speed.
I've been, as my mother would put, mucking about with computers in this industry for about 20 years. Games now, Hollywood blockbusters wouldn't even touch some of the budgets that we're talking about, you know. Movies are there, a spectacle. Music is there to be listened to, right? They invoke feelings, right? The same way that games do, but you have an influence over what happens in the game. You have that content, but you become part of the experience yourself. We were at the 2016 Minecon conference. Next thing, we're sitting in front of the founders of Rec Games, sweat, beating office, you know, but it just resonated with them. Hytale is essentially like Disneyland inside a game, where you can kind of come into this communal area. There's lots of people running around, and you can play these little mini games. But then we have our whole community platform side of that as well. We are of the firm belief that Northern Ireland has bled some fantastic talent, and we want to do everything we can to bring it back. On Home is an initiative we set up. It's people who are looking to come to us in Northern Ireland with visa processing and costs and work permits. We'll even pick you up from the airport. We'll help you with home searches. We'll make sure you're accommodated for 6 weeks, and there's up to £8,000 in relocation costs. That's just the international package. But for ex-Northern Irish residents coming back, we're actually adding an additional £3,000 on top of that as well. So gaming is not just about picking up a controller or mouse and keyboard. Gaming is about community.
This coverage is a good sign of things to come. The fact that news channels are looking into the game and the studio's presence. On top of that, the fact that the studio is willing to take the time to set up these things, all very exciting. Noxie did comment, "I'm feeling a little concerned by the opening bit of footage showing an Xbox controller because that isn't actually a thing, but otherwise it's cool." So anyone getting excited for console editions and saw that clip, still don't get your hopes up. Of course, the big focus recently has been to employ more staff. While the game is well into development, with over 15 job openings currently on the site, it's safe to say that the team have some high standards to meet and are expanding for the future, with roles like senior gameplay engineer, senior software engineer, UX and UI positions, plus many more. The associate 3D animator will be working with the in-house editing tools to create animations for props, attacks, spells, and even emotes, while the 2D and 3D game artist will work on a variety of player cosmetics, props, blocks, and creatures. Speaking of jobs, one of the community's most beloved resident fan artists, Righteous Pebble, whose work you've no doubt seen showcased on this channel before, recently began experimenting with 3D modeling, to some amazing results might I add. And as these new roles appeared on the site, he was tweeted by the CEO of Hypixel himself, Noxie, prompting him to apply with the words, "It's time," likely for his outstanding quality and attention to detail. I couldn't think of a chance more well-deserved for such a wholesome artist. Good luck with the interview, dude. Now to touch on that oh so juicy secret image you've likely all been watching this video for. Now, credit where credit's due, my good friend Jamble hit me up with this image the other day, and I was starstruck. And that image is this. An unseen Zone 1 screenshot. It's an insight that has never been featured before on my channel, and I hadn't seen it talked about anywhere before. Jamble found the image when browsing Hypixel Studios' LinkedIn posts for staff members. It was actually posted 8 months ago, with this being the only exclusive image that hasn't been shown anywhere else on their social media. The picture shows a character sat next to an elder Kweebec. There are 2 pigeons chilling in the background, and further back, we finally get a closer glimpse at the pink flower Kweebec. For those of you not versed in Kweebec lore, we've only seen this one once for a few frames in the trailer, and technically in a Sailor Moon anime reference. I genuinely can't get enough of the elder Kweebec design. They look so fun. It's almost as if the player is gathering some sort of knowledge off of them or sitting down to tell a cute little story. Genuinely such a good find, and obviously for anyone who saw my teaser on Twitter, no, of course I don't have the Hytale beta, I don't have any special footage or anything, it's just a secret image that technically was already public, but I genuinely believe that most people have never seen it before. Now, I have been really busy over the last couple of weeks, and plus it's my birthday month, but we have got some great videos coming up next on the channel. For example, I spent the weekend reminding a bunch of famous Twitch streamers about Hytale, so I've got a whole bunch of clips to show you from that, and I'm brewing a brand new lore theory, so keep an eye out for that one too. Because there's been so much news this week, for our content spotlight, I'm not going to show any art pieces, I'm going to suggest some videos that you watch instead. Creator Shalz or Shalz released So What Happened to Hytale, a great video updating people that may be out of the know on what's generally happened over the last couple of years. Redoon's Why Do Minecraft Players Hate Hytale is a great discussion on the differences between the 2 fanbases. And I definitely think you should check out Things You Might Not Know About Hytale Part 1 by Grim. He's gathered a bunch of really interesting facts together that's definitely worth checking out. Don't worry, we'll definitely feature some fan artists on the next episode. I just need to give people some time to actually make art. Plus, I need to talk to you guys about my merch. Here's the deal. When Hytale comes out, the Ready When It's Ready merch will be gone. So go to kweebecs.com to get yours now and become an extra in my first Hytale Machinima series. Remember to use code Gordon at checkout. If you want to join the most recent art or creative writing competitions to win some cash prizes or just talk with thousands of Hytale fans, then make sure to join the Kweebec Corner Discord, link below. Shout out to channel members for all their support as usual. Continue smiling. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and thanks as always for watching Kweebec Corner. Stay safe and keep free.